Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back doing a 6222 Swiss draft. Quick reminder off the top, if you like the videos, please subscribe to the channel and like the videos. Thank you so much. Alright, very quickly, let's figure this out. So, our rare is Identity Thief. I don't think we're going to first pick that. I'm looking at Clear Shot, which is premium removal. Vexing Scuttler, which is Emerge, so it's a efficiently costed creature, usually, and you get an instant or sorcery back. I really like this card a lot. Weaver of Lightning, which is fantastic. Bombardment, which is good. Griff is good. Captive's good. Alchemist is good. This pack has any direction I could possibly want to go. Immediately, I was looking at the Emerge cards, but I think Clear Shot is just got to be the pick here. I've definitely 2-for-1'd many times with this card, and it's real game breaking when you can do that super early on. So I think Clear Shot actually is going to get the go ahead over these awesome Emerge cards. Oh, wow. So to stay on color, we could take the Hamlet Captain, which is very good. I think the strongest card by quite a bit is probably the Drownyard Behemoth. I've been really impressed with this card. And it's certainly better than Hamlet Captain, even though Hamlet Captain stays on color with the Clear Shot. I would take Behemoth over Dragunder as well. This card is just really nice. So I think we're okay second picking that too. This has definitely gone up on my on the picking order for me. Okay, well, third pick Dahlia's Lancers is pretty fascinating actually, because this card is very good. Even if you don't have a legendary card to search up, that's kind of strange actually that we're seeing it third. I'm wondering what, well, an uncommon was taken over it and then a common, so maybe a murder and, I don't know, a choking restraints or something. But we're definitely taking Thalia's Lancer here. It's a very good card. I like it more than the Priest. It's more game-changing. 4-power first strike is very good, so we'll take it. Guess these are both like 5-drops. Well, how interesting. So we've got Vilden Pack Outcast and Deranged Whelp and Brazen Wolves, all sorts of good red cards. In white, we have Dawngriff, which evades, and Ironclad Slayer, which works well with your auras. No good green cards. No good blue cards. Well, I guess Id of the Horde Swarm is okay. So I think the best card is probably Brazen Wolves or Vilden Pack Outcast. I've been just overall I've been very impressed with Brazen Wolves. The card is very strong. I mean, granted, we're trying to carve our way into an archetype here, but it's kind of hard to do so based on these first few picks. There's just been nothing. I'm really just wanting to take the standout picks here for now. I think I'm just going to take the Brazen Wolves. Like I said, this card is very good. I like Vilden Pack Outcast a lot too, but Wolves is just so efficiently costed and beats down so efficiently that I really think it's a good direction to go. Okay, we can take the Prey Upon now. Over the Wolfkin Bond and the Olivia's Dragoon, and perhaps we're just going down the red-green path. If you play a third color, it's a good idea to have a base color be green. It just makes splashing easier. Okay. So, we have Tattered Haunter in blue for the Behemoth. We don't have a good red card. We have a couple good white cards. The Dawngriff, the Reserves, the Slayer. So we could go back down, perhaps green-white path. See, we're in 4 colors now, so we do sort of want to figure this out now. I've been pretty down on Tattered Haunter, but maybe I need to give this card more of a chance. I definitely like red-green a lot. Could also take the Woodcutter's Grit. It's certainly worse than other cards, but based on the colors I have, I think I'm just going to take it even though it's worse than everything else because I want to play green. It makes sense. All right, if we're getting this late of white picks that are pretty playable, I guess we'll take the Dawngriff over the Ironclad Slayer and the Cryptolith Fragment, although Fragment would open us up for some splashing, and the Consecrator. So we'll take the Flyer here. And then we just see the latest Dusk Feaster you've ever seen. Why does this card go so late? I really like this card a lot. You know what? I'm just going to take it here because that's just insane that it's this late. We could take the Borrowed Hostility as well. Could take the Crop Sigil. Duskfeaster is just such a bomb. I don't know why that card is that late. It really should not be. So we could take Primal Druid. It opens us up for a splash, much easier. Unfortunately, it doesn't work so well with Emerge if you're trying to splash your Emerge card, which is a problem. But otherwise, we could take Fiendbinder, which is pretty good in white, of course. So Primal Druid, I mean, basically, I'm just trying to carve my way into green and figure it out from there. We're going to take the green card, I think. I think Fiendbinder's better, but... Okay, so we're back on some good late white. We're going to take the Borrowed Grace now. This has been a messy pack one, I admit, but I think it's mostly because people were passing really powerful cards. Like, I've never seen a Duskfeaster go that late, and it shouldn't go that late. That's just very odd. That tells me people are more likely undervaluing it because we haven't seen any other real good black cards. I mean, on the surface, yeah, it doesn't look like a very good card, but no, it's really good. So now we're back on some late black cards, although none of them are insane. Been meaning to try Prophetic Ravings, but guess we'll take Succumb to Temptation. All right, we'll take the Slayer now. Still don't have an aura for it, but it's only pack one. Could be that we end up in green-white. Could also take the Cultist Staff, but Ironclad Slayer can definitely have some upside for us here. All right, we'll take the Cleansing. All right. So yes, a bit of a messy pack one, I admit, but we'll figure this out and we'll be good in no time. Okay. So we have a second Brazen Wolves, which I want to take, but I don't think it's going to happen. We could take the Lunarch Mantle. Let's sort by color again. So it feels like green-white is where we should be. I should probably start focusing on that. And I can splash the Drownyard Behemoth still, and that shouldn't be a big deal. So that might mean take the Lunarch Mantle, which is admittedly an unexciting pick here, but it does work well with the Slayer, and it's an actually pretty powerful card. And I don't really need a second Primal Druid. We could take the Eldritch Evolution, but probably don't need that either. Like, Lunarch Mantle is likely to make the deck, I think. All right, we'll take it. Tree of Perdition. I haven't played that yet. We probably just want to take the Noose Constrictor, a very good card. And I never get a chance to play this, so I'm kind of happy to get it here. There's a Galvanic Bombardment in here, another Mantle, which we might wheel. Fragment for splashing Behemoth, but I'm going to take the Constrictor. Maybe somebody will get to do the old Tree of Perdition Triskaidekaphobia combo. That'd be something. Triskaidekaphobia goes late, so if anybody opens it, there's a good chance that it could go down. But let's take the Constrictor, which is just a good card, so happy to get that. Here we go, Lashweed Lurker. So if we're willing to splash for the Behemoth, I'd definitely be willing to splash for Lurker, and I've done that before. Another Bombardment in here, and a Wolfkin Bond, and actually Courageous Outrider could just be the pick. It's just going to be good for us, right? We got Primal Druid, Slayer, Thalia's Lancer. We only have 3 humans, but we're in the right color for humans. Might just be wisest to take the Outrider. Let's stay safe for now. Lurker is good, but if we're not 100% splashing Behemoth yet. Okay, so we can take Grapple, which is good for Delirium, but we don't have that. I guess it has some random synergies with Ironclad Slayer if we lose our Mantle. We can take the Desperate Sentry, or we can take the Scarecrow, which is a good beater, or we can take the Faithbearer Paladin. All of these options are fine. I think I actually might like Scarecrow more than Paladin. Pay 1 less mana, get an extra power. Yes, you miss out on lifelink and the human creature type, but Scarecrow's been playing well. It beats down really efficiently. I like it. Also works better with Clear Shot and Prey Upon. Although both of those cards work well with Faithbearer Paladin too, so arguably better just for the lifelink. Grapple is quite good. I'm not sure this is the deck that needs it. If you pick up some good Delirium cards, it is, but we really don't have any. I think I might just take the Scarecrow. I like the way that it... Like, Behemoth works... Sentry works better with the Behemoth, but Scarecrow's been good, like I said. I'm going to take it here. Ooh, well, picking up a Captive. That's a nice pickup for us. I'm going to take it over Dawngriff, Mantle, Bloodbriar. I want some Ramp. Ramp that turns into a win con. Very good card. Okay, so now we can take the Paladin, we can take another Sentry, we can take the Wolfkin Bond. I'm up on Wolfkin Bond. I like this card more than I did at the beginning of the format. That being said, I probably want the Paladin or the Sentry. We only have the one Emerge card, and it looks like we're not going to be needing... I think I'm actually going to take the Paladin here. I'm okay with that, actually. Ooh. Picking up a late Somberwald Stag. It's a real nice pickup for us. Also another late Brazen Wolves, but at least we're getting rewarded for continuing, or basically choosing to stay with this green-white plan. So I could take a second Paladin. I think I'm actually going to take the second Prey Upon. We're starting to actually get some pretty decent bodies for it. I mean, the Scarecrow, the Outrider, the Lancer, the Paladin, the Stag, the Behemoth, if we can make it work. That's pretty good, actually. And removal, hard removal like Prey Upon is kind of at a premium. So we don't have any Madness for Peace of Mind. We don't really have a need for the Primal Druid, but I guess I'll take it anyway in case I need it. Alright, we'll take the Fragment now. That actually will let us splash the Behemoth and maybe something else if we need, but I've been meaning to try this card, and it feels like we could probably make it work in this deck. Alright, we'll take the Wolfkin Bond. Could definitely play it. So now we have a couple ramp spells too, which is nice. You don't want to go crazy ramping with Fragment against aggro, but I don't know. I think Fragment's okay. I'm a little bit up on it than I was at the beginning of the format. We could take the Consecrator. We really don't have a ton of humans, but like I said, we're in the right colors for it, so... Alright, so this pack came together pretty nicely for us. We opted into green-white, and we happened to get rewarded. So we can take Purge, or we can take Bound by Moonsilver. They both have their pros. There's a lot of good cards for us in here. I like the Vessel, too. I like the Strength of Arms. Autumnal Gloom, not so much for this deck. So the pro of Angelic Purge is that... Well, the pro of Angelic Purge is that you can deal with more things than just a creature. The pro of Bound by Moonsilver is you can move it around, and you can bring it back with Ironclad Slayer in case they emerge something off of it. That might just be reason enough to take Bound by Moonsilver over Purge. But it is nice that Purge deals with random, rare artifacts or enchantments. They both have serious upside. I think I'm actually going to take the Bound. I really like that you can move it around. I think there's a lot of value in that. Especially if they're a deck that runs any sort of like auras or even equipment. Being able to move it once per turn can really, really punish them. So I'm going to take it over the Purge, despite Purge being very good too. Okay. So probably just take the Logger. It's a cheap human. Flips into a decent body. It's a really strong turn 2 play if your opponent doesn't have their own turn 2 or 3 play. So I like it a lot. I think we're probably going to start getting rid of the Primal Druids first. They seem pretty unimportant for this deck, even with the Drownyard Behemoth. So here we probably just slam the Byway Courier. Very good. There's a Burn from Within in here? Well, geez. We could actually splash Burn from Within off of Cryptolith Fragment as well. I mean, honestly, Burn from Within's probably even a better splash than Drownyard Behemoth. You just win the game with it at a certain point. It's very strong. Byway Courier is very good too, though. I mean, we do need a couple more creatures. Byway Courier is pretty premium. I'm going to take the Fireball. I think we probably are going to play it too. All right, Griff's Moon is incredibly strong, so I'm happy to get it here. We don't have that many wolves and werewolves anyway for Moonlight Hunt. I think Primal Druid can just get booted. Let's take the Griff's Moon and be happy about that. We're going to need some more creatures, but we'll get it figured out. I'm not super worried about it yet. Well, Rabid Bite's pretty premium one-sided removal. There's a chance to take a Veteran Cathar. We do have a few humans. And we want Outrider to get better. Rabid Bite is premium. Very premium removal. It's really a matter of what do we think we can wheel. Or are we still going to be able to see some more creatures? I think I'm actually going to take the Rabid Bite. This could come back to bite us a little. Well, funny wording there, right? Could come back to bite us, but I really do think this is... Getting premium removal like this can just really help us a lot. I think we're going to have to hope to wheel some good creatures here. Or find some more along the way. So, Highland Lake, not really what we're looking for. Corrupted Graftstone, not so much. I guess we can take Stoic Builder because it's an on-color human. Hope Against Hope could be good. It's something you can bring back with Slayer. Since we're creature light, it's not fantastic, but let's see if we can get some other humans. Alright, Cult of the Waxing Moon we're probably just going to take and play because even though we only have, a couple guys that actually flip. Actually, I guess this transforms into a non-human creature too. That's interesting. So, let's just take it. So, Stone Quarry lets us splash the Burn from Within, or we could take the Dire Swine. I think I'm going to take the Stone Quarry. Okay, so I want the Strength of Arms, I want the Vessel, but I think we're actually going to take the Ox. We're in need of just a couple more creatures, and Ox is actually pretty good with Prey Upon and even Rabid Bite, so this seems like it'll work out just fine. So Equestrian Skill, obviously decent with humans, but I think I'm actually going to take Might Beyond Reason. Well, I guess Skill you can bring back with the Slayer as well, but we've got enough auras already. Probably not going to play the Might Beyond Reason, but I'm hopeful that we can end up wheeling a creature or two here. That would help the deck quite a bit. So Inquisitor is going to have better synergy with Outrider and Consecrator. And Wicker Witch is going to have better synergy with any Delirium that we have. I don't think we have any, though. I'm just going to take the Inquisitor. Because, like I said, we're short on creatures. Inquisitor also works better with Prey Upon. So, not Rabid Bite, but definitely Prey Upon. So what's our wolf and werewolf count? What do we have? Basically 2. Maybe a couple more. Well, we'll take it anyway. It's a powerful spell. Not for us, but in general. Alright, well, got the second to last pick Stoic Builder, which I think we're actually going to play just to get another body in here, because I don't think we're going to play the Behemoth. I like the Behemoth, but we might still be able to make it work. We don't really have a lot of fixing, though. But we could probably get away with... We'll see. I'm going to make some cuts here, definitely. We have always have the best problem you could ask for, which is too many good cards. So I think probably... Like, I want to leave all our hard removal. Moonlight Hunt can get booted. We have too many auras. I don't know if I love Hope Against Hope in this deck. We do have enough humans to support it. Basically, I probably don't want to run more than 1 or 2. Like, we don't need to do Might Beyond Reason. I'm more on board with auras in this deck because we actually have the means to get it back. but we don't need to go hog wild with 3 of them. I almost want to cut the grit too. It's good with our fight spells, but like we have 4 fight spells, which is just really good. We probably don't need the confront. Just making space. I kind of like the fragment for splashing burn and behemoth. Like we could get away with just the stone quarry and the fragment for burn from within, and then we'd only have to run 1 island for behemoth, so it wouldn't actually hurt the mana base that much. Probably cut the woodcutter's grit, and then we gotta cut some auras. I think I actually like Lunarch Mantle more than Hope Against Hope and Wolfkin Bond. Wolfkin Bond, we probably have enough 5 drops. Maybe we do just kick that one and try and leave these 2, but maybe we actually cut the Hope Against Hope and just keep the Lunarch Mantle. Griff's Moon does not have synergy with Ironclad Slayer, really. Oh, and we have the Bound by Moon Silver to get back in case it gets milled. So, I mean, if I were to cut a creature, I think it'd actually be the Consecrator. How many humans would that leave me with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's certainly enough to make Outrider ability still trigger. And Consecrator's fine. It's really not that great, though, and it's certainly not great for our deck. I'd rather run all these other creatures, I think. Especially since Behemoth is like a bomb, and another bomb in this deck wouldn't hurt. Yeah, I think we're going to cut the Consecrator. So where does that leave us? We still have to make at least 3 cuts. Like I said, we have the good problem. So I think it's probably going to end up being 3 of these. This is actually going to be kind of difficult. All of these cards are pretty valuable for us. Like, I can cut the Hope Against Hope. I mean, technically, I could even go to 14 creatures. I don't love that, though. And I really do want to play the Behemoth, but an island and a Cryptolith Fragment to splash for it, is that going to be enough? You know, it probably is. And at worst, maybe I can pay 9. That's a lot of mana, but we do have a Captive and a Fragment. Well, the Fragment's going to help us so we don't have to, but I've gotten to 9 mana before, even in Limited. You can definitely do that. And I really don't want to cut another creature, especially since we've got all of these fight spells. So let's figure this out. We do have to make 3 cuts. I don't want to cut Borrowed Grace, but it kind of feels like it should be the cut. The reason I say that is Lunarch Mantle, for how cheap it is, actually makes our Prey Upons and Rabid Bite and Clear Shot just a lot better. And I'm certainly not going to cut Griff Spoon. So it's really like, I think the weakest 2 spells are like Borrowed Grace and Lunarch Mantle, even though I love Borrowed Grace. We don't have a ton of evasion for it. It's not like you need it, though. It's just such a great card. I mean, Borrowed Grace technically already works with the Prey Upon and Rabid Bite too, but that's a lot of mana. To be able to pay 5 to give it +2/+2 and then still be able to Prey Upon or Rabid Bite. That's another, or Clear Shot even. That's a lot. Like, Lunarch Mantle is going to have better synergy with those cards and our Slayer. Yeah, this is actually kind of difficult. So if we cut the Borrowed Grace, we still have to make 1 more cut. And I really don't know what that is. I don't want to cut my Prey Upons. I don't want to cut my Rabid Bite. I don't want to cut Clear Shot. Don't want to cut Burn from Within. And I don't want to go to 14 creatures. Yeah, this is something. It might be a Prey Upon. Could be a Prey Upon. I mean, Stoic Builders or Inquisitor, both of these are our worst creatures. I mean, Stoic Builder, honestly, in our deck has more upside since somehow we could get a land in our graveyard. I'm not exactly sure how yet, but it's possible. Whereas Inquisitor, we don't even have an equipment. Scarecrow makes our 5 drops more difficult to cast, which is kind of a big deal, but we're definitely running 17. I don't think we need 18 in this deck. even though it wouldn't hurt. But I guess it could be a Prey Upon. I don't like cutting Prey Upon, but we've already got Prey Upon Rabid by Clear Shot Bound, so, and Burn from Within. So we have, I guess, 5 removal spells and the Stag. Yeah, I mean, obviously you can never have enough removal, but in this case, we've just got so many different, things going on where I think that's the optimal cut to still keep us dropping creatures and being able to cast our bombs. Well, even though we had to cut a Prey Upon, this deck is still very interesting. I like it a lot. So let's run our 1 island. And it looks like we're pretty dead even on white and green. So we don't need that. We only need 1 of these. And 8. Well, no, I think we want to go down. Okay. So this is 8 white, 8 green, 2 blue with the fragment, 2 red with the fragment and the stone quarry. Yeah, that's actually pretty acceptable. This deck's cool. It's not like overpowerful by any stretch, but I like what it's doing. It's got some cool, late game things to do. It actually has quite a few fatties. Like, I love the Stag, of course, and Cult of the Waxing Moon is surprisingly good at just beating down. Like, even if you disregard the transform ability, still just beats down well. So I kind of like this deck. I think this deck could definitely get there. But let's see how well it goes for us. So, all right, running it like this, we'll see you round 1.